We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again.
We've got to episode 6 of the Alton Towers series. This is going to be the year of my downfall, of being made homeless, losing a job, but I'm not going to go into detail about that side of it. I'm just going into detail about the work side of it. So, of course, I knew in the 2006 season that we wouldn't be going back to games in 2007. It was quite a difficult few months between jobs, because I think that's when I realised I had mental health issues. So the year started, went for the interview, blah, blah, training days were completely different because it was all shop related and food and beverage related. It was generally learning the basics of food hygiene, which I had no interest in learning, but because I wanted to work with a team again, Jace Brown, Jossie, Kev, Jamie and others, I thought, well, I'm with the team I like, so hopefully it'll be okay. So the training days went on. There was 2 places. There was Corner Cafe by the entrance, and then Corner Cafe Express, which was in Auckland, near the Toyland Towers, near the Charlie Chocolate Factory, crossing that. So I was generally in the Corner Cafe Express, learning how to make the coffees, using coffee machine, doing paninis, doing smoothies, teas, coffees, that kind of stuff, that kind of cafe stuff. I knew before I started it that I couldn't cope with the multitasking, the remembering stuff, but I gave it a go, and I think I did okay. What I can't remember much about it because it's a part I want to forget about, really. I managed to survive a few weeks there. I did a few days in the Corner Cafe by the entrance where Jace Brown and Kevin and Jossie were based. So working in there, I was not behind the counter, I was cleaning, and after people, for like in McDonald's, and people clean up after people. And because I couldn't cope with the cooking side of it and that kind of stuff, I think I spent one day KPing, as in washing all the stuff, like the use, like the baking trays and that kind of stuff. Then every time I was in there, then it was like just cleaning, because I couldn't do with the till work, couldn't do with the pressure of that kind of stuff. It was, I suppose if I gave it a good go, I could have done it, but at the time I just don't know, because this was the time before my depression kicked in. The Pixel, they were the people who ran the photography, the game, ride photography. When you get your pictures and stuff. Well, I applied to swap to there, and I managed to. But before that, let's get into the nitty gritty of this, shall we? No, I'll do that in a bit. I'll tell you this story, then I'll go back and talk about other things. So I ended up working as a photograph wise, and it was a completely way out of my comfort zone, and working with people I never met before, and I felt intimidated. I felt a bit like I don't belong here. It was a horrible feeling, But I did fall ill, and the flu was off. Went to the doctors, got a sick note, and then depression kicked in because I let everything get to me too much. As I said before in past videos, I'm the kind of person that people come to me for advice and help, or just to chat to, but I had no one I could turn to for chatting and stuff. Anyway, the long story short, I lost the job. I spent a few months locking myself away, not talking to anyone, blah blah blah. Anyway, that's a different story. I don't want to go into that one, but let's rewind a bit. Okay, so the beginning of the season, when it started, I got a letter from the council saying my rent was in arrears. The reason why that was is because I was claiming working tax credit, which if you're not in the UK, if your wages weren't enough, it topped your wages up so you could pay your bills and livable kind of thing. So I claimed that for a few years, and I kept getting letters going, we've overpaid you by 1,800, you need to pay it back. And I got the letters when the job ended. I was on the dole, and it's like, no, I filled all the paperwork in, did all the paperwork, changed it when I needed to, and I got letters back going, it's okay, it was a mistake, blah blah blah. And at the time it was all in the press going that people were getting these letters, but I didn't claim it again because I was too scared. I was too scared to claim it again because I didn't want that letter, because that letter was like the scariest thing I've ever had in my life. Well, second scariest. Eviction notice was the first scariest. And I didn't tell anyone, I didn't tell the staff, I didn't tell many people, but I told Jason Brown because I thought I needed to tell someone, and there's nothing he could do apart from be there to listen to me. And then I went to court, not the big court, the little court, where it's just the judge and me and the council, and went for all that. And I was supposed to go back to work, but I just felt so depressed I didn't. So that's how I lost my job, because I couldn't get back to work and blah blah blah. Anyway, so I think the job ended in, for me it was like May or June, I think, or June. Life throws these things at you, and I didn't deal with it well. But anyway, so you've heard my 2003 to 2007 story. Now I'm going to chat about the good things that happened whilst I was there, not the bad. There's a few bad things, but the good was, when I look back on it now, it's the best working days of my life. Definitely the best. I would never get a job as good as that again, because it was rewarding, because it was the teamwork, it was motivating because the customers, it was challenging, but it was not challenging as in too challenging. It was challenging as it was an accomplishment when you face your challenges. It was very motivating. I advise anyone, if you live near there or live near Thorpe Park, give it a go, because it's a life-changing experience. It will give you a kick up the ass, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It makes you a better person. There are people who did take the piss, so there are people who worked there who took the piss and they didn't last long. So that was the rules were very strict, and of course you have to be done. Like, if you're operating a ride, you don't want to be smoking stuff the next morning, the day before, and going to work, do you? So I made some little key bullet points. Why did I keep quiet? This is my own little questions. Why did I keep quiet about rent arrears? I think it was an embarrassment. I didn't want to. I was the kind of person who felt a strange accepting compliments, like, "Oh, you're doing a damn good job." I goes, "No, I'm just doing the job I'm supposed to do." And I felt, I don't know, it was the weirdest feeling. Well, I didn't tell, but I didn't chase in the end, of course. So I'm going all over the place here, aren't I? I need to set a goal. When it comes to the end of each season, it was upsetting losing friends, but you knew that you were going to see them in about 4 or 5 months' time. And the latter years, I went to the staff dues in Hanley, and that was great. That was good. That was like saying we'd goodbye to people you work with. I do miss the friends I made. I miss Jason Brown because he was a damn good boss. He was your best friend and the boss at the same time. If you did something wrong, he would soon tell you about it. And I got so much respect for Jason Brown. And Kevin Oddy, as one of the best friends you could ever have, really. I liked his sense of humour. It was funny. He was just a pal and someone you could chat to, and yeah, Jossie was well, he's a good. I haven't seen these people for since 2007. So it's 13 years ago. And Jossie, just the most funniest guy you can meet. Daft sense of humour. Yeah, I might have mentioned this before in the past vlog, but I just want you to know that I'm never going to forget you, people. I'm never going to forget you. You know, the job changed my life. You know, being friends with you changed my life. You know, if you're watching this, you know, but life, I just know, life goes on, doesn't it? Life goes on. The only other outcome is it was a dream. It was a dream of mine to work at Alton Towers. I've lived the dream. I doubt I could go back there again because everything's changed. You know, it'll have to be the same staff if I did, because it won't be the same. I've had some good times. It's taught me to be a people person. It's taught me that I can make people laugh and make people cry. Really good at teamworking, working together with people. That opened my eyes to a lot of things. It'll open my eyes to life skills, about how people from different parts of the country, different parts of the world act and behave compared to other people. Did I tell you this story about this? Is the first season where these two women come up to me on the basketball, and they were twins, but they were so stunning. It was wow. And the dad was there, the mother and father was standing to the right of them and to the left of them. And he had a cigar in his mouth, and I shook his hand going, wow, amazing. And he was like so pleased. He was like, thank you. He was like, wow, this American guy. I don't know who these ladies were, I do not know. At the time it was like 2004, I think, and they looked about 19, so I don't know, but yeah, phenomenal, fantastic. But things like that, I mean, you wore the uniform and you're proud to wear the uniform. Not many jobs you can say that, really, apart from if you're in the emergency services, of course. But it was yeah, I was proud to wear the Alton Towers uniform. So the next episode is going to be Q&A, which will be next week. Then after that, I'm going to have a few weeks break from doing the Alton Towers videos, and something else is coming up for a few weeks, about 3 weeks. And then I'll carry on with Alton Towers stuff and that kind of thing. Gives me a chance to get that all prepared and sorted, what I'm going to talk about. But to say, after episode 7, it's going to be interesting. Interesting, trust me. Yeah, I want to say thank you very much for persevering with this series. If you watched all episodes so far, thank you so much. Please comment, let me know if you have or not. If you haven't, it's okay, don't worry about it. I don't expect people to watch it if they don't want to. So yeah, until the next one, toodle pips.